the intensity of change seems to be ramping up. And as much as we'd like it to quiet down or slow down, it's not, nor do we see it quieting down or slowing down. So that's one of the reasons we are offering this guided meditation at the end of the show today as a way that you can use repeatedly if needed in order for you to find your own internal balance and stabilization, because the size of the things that are changing affects everybody, even if you're not directly in the line of fire with so much going on, particularly around religions now in the United States, around politics with...
You're not saying that the meditation is going to solve all that.
No, but...
Because, in fact, let's not go too far with it. This meditation is not the end-all and be-all. It's only a first step, an incremental step to get you all familiar with the form. As we progress throughout the year and as we progress throughout these shows and as we progress throughout with the dynamic of our website and with the dynamics of Patreon and the dynamics of personal interaction with more and more of you, we're going to be presenting a dynamic of the ability, giving you the ability to change your internal initial programming. And that's basically what the meditations are all about, changing your programming. But we don't want to take you from the initiation of you into these realms and dump an hour-long meditation on you to begin with. What, in fact, we wish to do is to make small steps, an incremental journey. Those of you that want more, you can always get more through our websites and through contact with us. But for right now, let's take small steps.
And we do try to keep a foot in both worlds and hopefully stay in balance enough with a foot in both worlds, because we have found it to be true for ourselves in these many 25 years working with a non-physical consciousness, that by working in the non-physical realm, working with one's emotions, working with meditation, etc., you can make a doorway to change in the physical, but you always have to follow through with physically making new choices in your life.
Well, it's the dynamic of you are physical, you are emotional, and you are spiritual. And so you have to take all of those three facets of self, that triumvirate, that, what do they call it? That trinity of energy. You know, they used to call it, Christians call it Father, Son, Holy Ghost. We basically would say what?
The physical, the emotional,
and the spiritual.
And the spiritual.
Right.
And we know a certain pathway through the physical, and we each have our own particular understanding of the spiritual, which is quite unique to each of us. And the emotional is probably the least understood and the least mastered, but really it's where so much of the power lies.
Well, from my perspective, is where all the power lies. If you're talking about the dynamic that we're creating our reality 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, then there is a constant flow of creative energy coming through us that we are utilizing to create the reality that we believe we are creating.
Right. Well, no, it's we have found this to be true. However, the saying of it and the doing of it are a journey.
Well, it's only a journey when you believe that it's complicated. It's complex, which means it has many parts, but it's really not complicated. If you understand that the dynamics of your reality are set when you first incarnate through your mother, why? Well, you are like a blank computer. And so as you come through your mother, as you incarnate into a physical body, you, at the very least, gain all of the beliefs that she has in that moment. Now, of course, it's nonverbal, but it's very emotional and it's very physical in that sort of way. And if you understand that each of your chakras, your crown chakra, which is your connection with the divine, your third eye chakra, which is your connection with your true self, but the inner realms, that higher self is hiding back there. The throat chakra, which is where you describe yourself and your world, and a great deal of power in the throat chakra, and the heart chakra, which is that source of love and healing, but is also the source of betrayal and hurt, and solar plexus chakra for thinking and feeling, and the second chakra, the creative chakra, which is for sexuality and creativity, and the base chakra, which is about safety and security. So understand that as we are programmed in this sort of way, we are programmed with our mother's belief in the divine, in God, in our mother's own worthiness and belief in, her inner self and her true self. Your mother's beliefs and judgments around how she describes herself and how she feels with her interaction with her world, and about love in the heart chakra, that's always a complicated dynamic. And solar plexus chakra, well, know how well people use solar plexus chakra. How many people do you know that can think and feel simultaneously?
It's tricky.
Yeah, it's
tricky.
And so then the second chakra, we don't even have to go into that one, right? About creativity and sexuality and all the beliefs around that, and the whole dynamics of gender that are going on today. Oh, confusion. And base chakra, which is all about safety and security. And so, if your mother didn't feel safe and secure, if your mother questioned her own dynamic of sexuality and how did she feel about men and how did she feel about women, and that whole dynamic was programmed into you no matter what gender you are. Thinking and feeling, same sort of dynamic. You believe that you're women. Do you believe you're a ditz? Men, do you believe you're a He-Man? Do you have testosterone poisoning? So we go from that dynamic, and you can go and you can realize that you were born with a certain dynamic, a certain set of beliefs and judgments that weren't yours.
Right, and it's parts.
But you were way too young to make any discernment anyway.
Right.